Gospel according to St. Luke.
Glory to you, O Lord.
Just then a lawyer stood up to test Jesus. Teacher, he said, what must I do to inherit eternal life? He said to him, what is written in the law? What do you read there? He answered, you shall love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, with all your strength, with all your mind, and your neighbor as yourself. And he said to him, you've given the right answer. Do this, you'll live. But wanting to justify himself, he asked Jesus, and who's my neighbor? Jesus replied, a man was going down from Jerusalem to Jericho and fell into the hands of robbers, who stripped him, beat him, went away, leaving him half dead. Now by chance, a priest was going down that road. When he saw him, he passed by on the other side. So likewise a Levite, when he came to the place and saw him, passed by on the other side. But a Samaritan, while traveling, came near him. And when he saw him, he was moved with pity. And he went to him and bandaged his wounds, having poured oil and wine on them. Then he put him on his own animal. He brought him to an inn and took care of him. The next day he took out 2 denarii, gave them to the innkeeper, and said, take care of him, and when I come back, I will repay you whatever more you spend. Which of these 3, do you think, was a neighbor to the man who fell into the hands of the robbers? He said, the one who showed him mercy. Jesus said to him, go, do likewise. This is the gospel of the Lord.
Praise to you, Lord Christ.
Please be seated. On my last Sunday as pastor of this congregation, we celebrated a baptism of a 6-month-old infant. That infant just read the lessons. That's our grandson, Drew, and who also spent last week at Flathead Lutheran Bible Camp. He had a good time there last year. I said, was it as good this year? No, he said, much better. And the young woman serving as acolyte is our granddaughter, Emma. She wasn't even a twinkle in her daddy's eye when this old man retired. So it's kind of a Nelson day today, with another son on the organ, his helpers turning pages. Grace to you and peace from God our Father and our Lord Jesus Christ. Amen. The hardest texts for me to preach have always been those over-familiar ones. You know, Christmas, Easter, familiar parables. What are you going to say that hasn't been said over and over again? That was my first reaction at today's gospel. The Good Samaritan. You know, it's so familiar, it's a yawner. Here's a guy beaten by robbers, left for dead beside the road, and along come a couple of people, you know, that you would expect to help him. A priest and this religious Levite. But for whatever religious or time limitations or other reasons, they don't. And then along comes one who would have every reason not to help. And he does. He was a Samaritan. These people despised by the Jews. And that would have turned the heads and probably the stomachs of Jesus' first hearers. But we all know the moral of this little story that Jesus tells. Love, serve, and do good even to your enemies. And from here, the preacher is tempted to march out all these potential enemies of the congregants. You know, folks of other races and religions and ethnicities and cultures. Well, really, who is our neighbor? We're about as clan-oriented as the folks Jesus was speaking to. Neighbor? For the people in our clubs or organizations, you know, those of a similar background, similar thoughts and likes and dislikes, there's a real temptation to conveniently bypass those who are different. So the temptation to preach, the moral of this story is there. Look beyond the person across the street and across the fence. Serve and help those in need wherever they are, whomever they may be. Nothing wrong with that. I've heard that sermon many times, and I've preached it a few times myself. But is there more to Jesus' message? We're all created in the image of God. We all have worth and dignity. Jesus died for all of us. That's a message that's needed today, if it ever was, in the midst of our dismal politics, racism, classism, misogyny, and other reasons that we find to divide and condemn as we experience more and more diversity in our nation, our community, our culture, our schools. So we need to hear that moral of the story. But I read something in a commentary recently that I've never noticed before. You know, it's that thing that you see what you expect to see, not what's really there. Notice that the lawyer asked to have neighbor defined. And that's a lawyer's job, right? The teacher's throwing words around here, so let's be sure we're all defining these words and terms in the same way. So he asked, just how should we define neighbor? And Jesus responds, as he often does, by telling a story. But did you note that at the end, Jesus doesn't ask who was the Samaritan's neighbor. He asks who was neighbor to the man who was beaten and bloodied and left for dead. Who acted as neighbor? You notice the very subtle shift in what happened here? The neighbor isn't the one in need, but the one who provided the help that was needed. The neighbor is the one who takes care of us. And that raises a very uncomfortable question. Who's been my neighbor lately? Who has taken care of some need of mine? I think that's uncomfortable for many of us, because we're the ones who give help, right? We're not the ones who need help, are we? We'd like to present this image of ourselves of being self-sufficient, of needing nothing from those around us. Maybe it's our fear of expressing need, of being vulnerable, of having anyone see us shed tears. Maybe it's a fear of being a burden to someone, or owing somebody something. Or what if we show a need and no one feels it? Where does that leave us? And I'm being personal here, because I have trouble even accepting a compliment. I just entered seminary when one of my sisters and her husband came to visit. We went to church on Sunday morning and then went out to brunch following. When the waiter brought the check, my brother-in-law and I both reached for it and began the struggle. It's a Nelson thing. And then he said something that stuck with me. He said, look, if you're going to be a pastor, you're going to have to learn to receive as well as to give. There's a lot of years, but the lessons stuck. Marty and I were returning from Minnesota years ago, and we decided to take an alternate route and see some of the Montana we'd never seen before. And I thought I should fill up with gas in Lewistown, but there'll be a station along the way. Yeah, you know Eastern Montana. a Browning when the car coughed once and rolled to a stop. I told Margie to stay in the car, lock the doors. I'd hardly gotten out of the car when another vehicle rolled to a stop. It was a native couple. And they drove me into Browning to a gas station. And I said, "Thanks for the lift." And he said, "No, get your gas, I'll drive you back." I said, "No, you don't have to do that. Get your gas." So I got a can, got some gas, and he drove us back to where the car was. But he wouldn't leave until the gas was in the car and the engine was running, and he knew we were safe. And he would not take payment in any form. He just said, "Maybe someday you'll come across someone who ran out of gas." So it seems to me what Jesus is saying with this parable is that being a neighbor is not always giving help when it's needed, but also being willing to receive help from others, even or especially those who are not like us, or maybe someone we're reluctant to trust, or maybe we don't want to be beholden. So maybe the message for you this week is to look not only for whom you might help, but who might help you if you would give them a chance. Instead of seeing yourself as the Samaritan, maybe think of yourself as one who is beaten and bloodied and left for dead. Because the truth is, we all have been, figuratively, if not literally. And doesn't this parable tell us also that we're all invited to be a community bound together by shared needs and vulnerabilities? I've often defined Libby to outsiders as a community that knows very well what it used to be. It hasn't got a clue to what it's become. We're very comfortable with our shared background, our shared experience, our shared ethnicity, our shared traditions. But how open are we to receive help and new directions from those of other traditions, other experiences, other backgrounds, other expertise, other ethnicities? How many of us would rather give the shirt off their back and accept a drink of cold water from someone we've learned from childhood to despise? I think what Jesus is telling us in this parable is that sometimes in life we're called to be a Samaritan, to reach out to someone who desperately needs help with no hope of ever being repaid. Sometimes we're the one needing help, even when our pride or our prejudice would keep us from taking it. And to be a follower of Jesus Christ is to know the difference. May you be blessed in being a neighbor